In the long history of the Ryukyus, this glorious kingdom began treading its path to establishment in the late 12th century. That path was replete with chaos, yet numerous obstacles were eventually overcome. The kingdom continued to independently thrive and created an indigenous dynasty culture until annexation by the Meiji government. Around the same time as the birth of the Tokugawa shogunate, in the late 12th century AD, Tenzon, descendant of Amamikyo, the mythical creator of the Ryukyus, was defeated by Shunten, who assumed the title of king and came to rule the central Urasoe district. Next in line to reign over the central Chuzan kingdom was Eso. Under his rule came tax policies, boundaries for farming fields, and trade with other nearby islands. Eso gradually built an unwavering base of power. Trade with the Ming dynasty began in the Ryukyus. History says that this trade relation was established 32 years earlier than the Ashikaga shogunates. Actualizing this trade relation and introducing the Ryukyus as a sovereign nation to the world was Sato, successor to Eso. As king of the Chuzan kingdom, Sato sent a mission with tributary gifts by sea to China. Through this mission, Sato established a tributary relationship under a policy that swore allegiance to China. Acquiring knowledge in international affairs, Sato next opened a trade route with Korea and laid the foundation for international trade that would bring prosperity to the dynasty's economy. For years, the Ryukyus were controlled by three different principalities situated in the north, the central area, and the south, until the arrival of Shohashi, successor to the central Chuzan throne. Shohashi unified the three principalities to establish the Ryukyu kingdom, and the first Sho dynasty thus appeared in history. Shohashi constructed Shuri Castle and expanded trade to Southeast Asia. The establishment of this trade route brought to the islands the culture of producing awamori liquor, bingata stencil dyes, and kasuri ikat. The reign of the first Sho dynasty, established by Shohashi, lasted through 7 successive kings. The kingdom prospered as a trading nation with political stability. The late 15th century brought the second Sho dynasty into existence. The dynasty lasted for more than 4 centuries, 100 years longer than the 300-year Tokugawa shogunate. Ascending the throne in 1470 was Kanemaru, who took the name Shoen. Although the title Sho was borrowed, a king with no blood relation to the first Sho dynasty rules the kingdom. After Shoen's coronation, the Ryukyu dynasty becomes involved in turmoil. Born to a farmer on Izena Island, Kanemaru had his mind set on inheriting the title of Sho. The reason is believed to lie in the relationship the kingdom had with China. In those days, diplomatic documents were signed under Sho, a title believed to have been granted by China. Kanemaru believed the dissolution of the dynasty would cause inconvenient alterations to present stability. In order to continue maintaining control and stability of the nation, Kanemaru was determined to assume the name Sho. He proved to be a cunning and clever politician, and the second Sho dynasty survived for 4 long, splendorous centuries. The third successor to the throne of the second Shou dynasty, founded by Shōen, was his son, Shōshin, who reigned during the period known as the Golden Age of the Ryukyus. Ascending the throne at 13 and living to the age of 62, Shōshin created the foundation for a centralized government in the islands with its seat of power in Shuri. He also instituted the establishment of a status system that classified rank by garments and colorful caps by incorporating the Chinese system. Shōshin also left behind numerous stone monuments, including World Heritage Sites Tama-Uden Royal Mausoleum and the stone gates of the sacred grove Sonohyan Utaki. He constructed the Enkakuji and Sogenji temples and the Kankai Gate to Shuri Castle's northern hall. He also undertook projects to build stone dragon pillars, Benzai Tendo Shrine, and the artificial Enkanchi Pond surrounding the shrine. Carved on a balustrade in front of Shuri Castle's main hall is an inscription eulogizing Shōshin for his achievements, documenting that this period was surely a new golden era for the Ryukyu kingdom. Honored as the greatest king, never to emerge again, Shōshin was truly a ruler who realized a true and strong kingdom in the dynasty's 400-plus year history. In 1609, a crisis erupts in the peaceful Second Shou dynasty. King Shōnei ascended the throne during this dramatic era and faced invasion by the Satsuma clan. In mainland Japan, the Ashikaga shogunate and Toyotomi Hideyoshi exerted strong power and influence. They secretly promised control of the Ryukyus to feudal lords as reward for their contribution and services. After the Battle of Sekigahara, the Satsuma clan's strong wish to invade the Ryukyus was granted by the Tokugawa shogunate. A meticulous raid by an army of 3,000 troops, 100 battleships, and 700 firearms began in the Ryukyus. Efforts by Minister Jana Uekata and other brave officials to fight the battle were fruitless. The Ryukyu kingdom was defeated with minimal resistance within a month and was taken under Satsuma control. King Shōnei was taken captive and detained for more than 6 months, moved from Satsuma to Edo, and finally returned to the islands in 1611 to sign a written oath pledging loyalty. The Ryukyuan culture cherished by the dynasty was laid to rest by the Satsuma clan. Contrarily, the Satsuma clan gained much from contact through the Ryukyus. They later applied this accumulated wealth and wisdom towards overthrowing the old government system and took an active part in reconstructing Japan. The Ryukyus spent a quiet 17th century, but the kingdom's culture and arts began to shine and flourish once again in the 18th century. After the invasion of the Satsuma clan, the Ryukyus were actively engaged in cultural interaction with mainland Japan. Through these interactions, the distinctive arts of the Ryukyus flourished greatly, and vibrant life was brought to the kingdom once again. Emerging in this era ruled by King Shōkei was court official Tamagusuku Chokun, appointed to the post directing cultural performances. Tamagusuku Chokun created Kumi Odori, a novel theatrical genre that combined plots and choreography with classical Ryukyuan songs, dances, and legends.
지저와이 스타루 사마루노 아징 이곳이 꾸누부티 루이루니 이나치 고지미.
The Ryukyus sent envoy missions to the Tokugawa shogunate whenever a new shogun emerged in Edo, or at times when a new king was appointed in the Ryukyu kingdom. Traveling with gifts of Ryukyuan pottery, lacquerware, and woven textiles to Edo, their processions were called Edo Nobori. The art of beautiful Ryukyuan pottery handed down to this day blossomed greatly during this period. Lacquerware and musical instruments presented to the Tokugawa family still remain in the Tokugawa Art Museum in Aichi Prefecture. Elaborate techniques and distinctive colorings applied to these works of craft indicate the advanced skills the Ryukyuans possessed in that era. The Ryukyuans tread their way on a new path and restored their kingdom. They continued to evolve their indigenous culture that shone in glory till the last king of the dynasty, Shotai, surrendered the castle under the Meiji annexation. Each November in Okinawa brings the Shuri Castle Festival, which acclaims and reminds observers of the splendor of the Ryukyu kingdom. Revived at this festival, along with the king's procession, is a special Chinese investiture delegation, a custom started in King Sato's era in 1372, which depicts the honorable relationship the kingdom had with China. It portrays the history of kings who protected this small independent nation and led it to prosperity through exchanges with foreign nations. Here in Urasoe, a district located in central Okinawa, lies the cradle of the Ryukyu kingdom. Of the 19 generations of kings during the Second Shou dynasty, only one rests in peace here. It is Shonei, the king who faced the Satsuma invasion. This was Shonei's wish, to lie in peace with Eso, one of the founding fathers of the kingdom. Perhaps he remains to watch over us at this same site where the kingdom oversaw numerous obstacles and glorious prosperity.